One day rest. Так, прибавил много чего опыта. Сейчас уже не новичок. Ну, вначале всегда так. Психологически чуть трудно. Трудно как-то это, непривычно. Сейчас уже все привычно стало, как родной дом вылечивают.
Во! Хорошо, сюда тычь. Селезенку закрыл с ним. Вот.
Khamzat Chimaev has officially started training for his next big fight at UFC 319, where he's set to face Dricus Du Plessis. Known for his wild energy and no-nonsense approach, Chimaev is going all in from day one. There's no slow build-up, no easy days, just pure focus, hard work, and the goal to dominate.
Хорош, пошла жара.
And this time, he's taking things even further. His training starts with the heavy bag. You can hear the loud thuds every time he lands a punch or a kick. He doesn't just hit it, he attacks it. Every strike is sharp and powerful, as if he's fighting Du Plessis already. This isn't just practice, it's war prep. Chimaev throws combinations, elbows, knees, mixing everything to keep his body and timing sharp. Grappling is a major focus in Chimaev's UFC 319 camp. He's drilling takedowns, control, and submissions non-stop. From sharp double legs to holding dominant positions, every move is designed to break opponents down. He's also working on scrambles and escapes, making sure he's ready for any ground exchange with Du Plessis.
Красиво делай.
Then comes sparring. This is where things get real. He steps into the cage and goes through full rounds with different partners. The goal here isn't just to win, it's to test everything. He works on slipping punches, staying calm under pressure, and mixing in takedowns whenever there's an opening. It's a back and forth grind that mimics the chaos of a real UFC fight. Right after that, he dives into grappling drills, locking in submissions and working his ground control, one of his strongest weapons. When it comes to building cardio, Chimaev isn't just jogging around the block. He's sprinting uphill, pushing himself until his legs burn and his lungs are gasping for air. On the treadmill, he runs in intervals, fast bursts, and short rests, just like the rhythm of a fight. It's all about building that engine so he doesn't slow down, even in the final round.
Ready? Let's kick it here. Go push it. Go. Let's go. Go, Khamzat. Go, teeth. Come here. Go, go.
In the gym, things only get tougher. He uses resistance bands to make his muscles work harder while doing regular movements, helping improve both strength and flexibility. Then he moves to kettlebells, one in each hand. He lifts them above his head and steps into lunges, repeating it over and over. It's a full body workout that builds power, balance, and control at the same time. Next up are medicine ball slams. He lifts a heavy ball and throws it hard onto the ground again and again. Then, without resting, he walks forward while lunging and holding that same ball. This routine works his core, legs, and shoulders, all parts that matter in a long, tough fight. And if that wasn't enough, Chimaev finishes with raw strength training. He lies on a bench with 50-kilogram dumbbells in each hand and pushes them up in slow, strong reps. His chest, arms, and shoulders take a beating here, but it's all part of building the kind of strength that shows up when the fight gets dirty and physical. Every session in this camp is intense. There are no easy rounds, no light days. Chimaev is training with one goal in mind: to break Dricus Du Plessis mentally, physically, and completely when they step inside the octagon. And if his training is any sign, he's
Faster, Mohammed. Faster. Faster. Speed, fast!
Despite Chimaev's intense training and full focus, there's one issue that continues to hang over his UFC 319 fight, which is his travel situation. For the second time now, rumors have come up suggesting that Khamzat may not be able to enter the United States. These concerns are not just from fans or media, but have been brought up by Chimaev himself. The first time this rumor came around, it was cleared up quickly. Chael Sonnen, who had spoken on it before, stepped in again to share his view. According to him, there is no way the UFC would name Chimaev the #1 contender, not once, but twice, if they were not sure he could make it to the fight. He earned that title after beating Kamaru Usman and again after defeating Robert Whittaker. That shows the UFC believes he will be available when it matters.
According to rumor and Chimaev himself, he has travel issues. It's the second time that this rumor came up on Chimaev. The first time, I'm the one that broke that it wasn't true. So this rumor has now come up again. And a bigger question is, can he get the match? And I would have to think yes. I would not think somebody could be named a #1 contender if there was an intent to make good on it. Chimaev has not only been named the #1 contender. That came when he beat Kamaru Usman. Chimaev has been named the #1 contender for a second time. That came when he beat Whittaker. I say yes. I think he does.
Dana White also addressed the issue directly. He confirmed that he saw Chimaev recently and that Khamzat has received his UAE passport. When asked if that would help with entering the United States, Dana sounded confident. He said Chimaev will get into the country and that he has no doubt about it. Dana knows how to make these things happen and seems very sure that nothing will stop the fight from taking place.
I saw Khamzat Chimaev today got his UAE passport. There have been some questions about his being able to enter the United States. Do you think this new passport will help it out?
Don't listen to any of that bullshit. He'll get in the United States.
And then,
I'm very confident that.
do you know a guy?
I'm very confident that we can get him into the country.
So while Chimaev continues to train hard in the gym, pushing his limits every day, there is still another challenge outside of it, making sure he can travel to the United States and actually step into the octagon. If everything goes according to plan, he will be there on fight night, ready to face Dricus Du Plessis. With the travel concerns seemingly under control, attention now turns to the fight itself, and opinions are starting to split. While some still back Chimaev's power and aggression, others are beginning to see Dricus Du Plessis as a much bigger challenge than he might have seen before. Chael Sonnen, who's been watching both fighters closely, offered an interesting take. He pointed out that Du Plessis is no stranger to early pressure, and he believes that while Chimaev will come out strong, as he always does, Du Plessis has what it takes to weather that early storm. According to Sonnen, the longer the fight goes, the more it starts to lean in Du Plessis' favor. He said if you had asked him the same question a year or even 6 months ago, he would have confidently picked Chimaev in every round, but that's changed. Sonnen now sees the same thing many others are starting to recognize the toughness and steady growth of Du Plessis. He believes the key will be conditioning. If Du Plessis can stay composed and keep pushing past those wild early minutes, the fight could slowly shift in his direction. What makes this take even more valuable is that Duranair, someone who has actually trained with both men, echoed similar thoughts. He confirmed that Chimaev will come in hot, looking to finish early, but said Du Plessis is built for that kind of fight. His cardio, his grit, and his ability to keep going make him dangerous after the first round.
Duranair has trained with both of them. He said there's going to be an early storm by Chimaev, but he believes Dricus can sustain the storm, and each passing minute favors Dricus. Now, what he's talking about is conditioning. If you asked me about that fight 2 years ago or a year ago, even 6 months ago, I would have quickly dismissed it and told you Chimaev. I would tell you Chimaev every single round. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel and I'm seeing what other people are feeling and seeing. The greatness of Dricus, it is something that is now not only witnessed, but recognized.
Khamzat DDP.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Khamzat DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler, and I think DDP is a killer. But I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200. Dude, take my fucking money.
Really, you got DDP?
Yes.
So while some believe Dricus Du Plessis has the tools to survive and take over as the fight drags on, others still see Chimaev's wrestling and explosiveness as a major threat, especially early. That's where Joe Rogan weighs in, and his take brings a different kind of insight. For Rogan, the outcome is tough to call. He points out the biggest question mark, which is uncertainty. He says it's hard to bet on this fight because we simply don't know enough about where Chimaev is right now. One moment he's shooting takedowns from across the cage and dominating, and the next we're wondering about his gas tank and long-term pacing. Rogan highlights how fight styles matter, and we've never actually seen Du Plessis go up against a high-level wrestler like Chimaev. Rogan also believes the move to middleweight might actually benefit Chimaev. He explains that cutting to welterweight likely hurt his endurance, and 185 pounds could be a better natural fit for him. Less weight cutting usually means better stamina and a clearer head on fight night. But even with that, Rogan doesn't ignore the fact that Chimaev looked winded in the later rounds of his last fight against Kamaru Usman, also at middleweight. That brings the conversation full circle. The power is there, the wrestling is there, but the endurance, that's still a question.
That's a bet on it.
It's hard to say
It's
because
hard-
we
you
don't know what happens.
There's so many question marks. We don't know.
Khamzat just shoots from like 15 feet away and gets a hold of your
But I
legs.
look at
Styles make fights, and you never seen Dricus fight of a good wrestler, and Khamzat's one of the best.
And you got to think his endurance is probably going to be better at 85 than it was at 70 because of the cut.
Yeah.
For Khamzat, it's like 85 is really where he should have been all along.
But again, he gassed out against Usman. That was at 85.
Dana White confirms Khamzat Chimaev is next.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Before
fun.
the fight, though.
I wonder where that is.
This is my hot take. If Chimaev cannot get him down,
He will. But yeah.
but let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully fucking mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him.
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is going to do what he does best.
Yep.
He's going to be awkward. He's going to be, ha, 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 do the kicks. And I think DDP is going to beat him.
Yeah.
Adding to the mix of expert voices, MMA Guru brings a fresh and honest breakdown of the matchup, and he's not counting Dricus Du Plessis out. When asked who he thinks could win, Guru openly says he can see Dricus winning this fight, especially if it hits the ground and stays there for long stretches. He highlights one of the most underrated parts of Du Plessis' game, his jiu-jitsu, especially his ability to scramble from the bottom. According to Guru, Dricus is not the type of fighter who will just lie flat and get controlled. If Chimaev does manage to get him down, it won't be easy to hold him there. Du Plessis has shown he's excellent at rolling for leg locks or threatening heel hooks, not always to finish them, but to create space, scramble back to his feet, or even flip positions to take control. In Guru's view, a potential finishing sequence from Dricus could involve using one of these scrambles to get on top and wear Chimaev down. If Chimaev gasses out as he did in the later rounds against Usman, Dricus could take advantage with ground and pound, or possibly even submission of his own.
Who do you think wins, Dricus or Khamzat, and what do you think the finishing sequence would look like? I could see Dricus winning. Chat, yes or no, most underrated part of Dricus Du Plessis' game, jiu-jitsu. He actually scrambles really well from bottom position. Really well. He's not going to let himself get mounted. He'll roll for like a leg and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll roll for a leg, threaten a heel hook, and then use it to get back up and try and get back control. Like, he's actually really good at that shit.
With training camps heating, opinions flying from every direction, and travel hurdles slowly getting resolved, all signs point toward one of the most intriguing matchups in recent UFC history. Some say Chimaev will storm in and finish it early. Others believe Du Plessis will drag him into deep waters and flip the fight in the later rounds. But one thing is clear, this won't be a walk in the park for either man. Let us know in the comment, who do you think takes it at UFC 319? Will Chimaev's chaos crush Du Plessis, or will the underdog prove once again why he's not to be underestimated?